Hello everyone! Welcome back. Today's going to be slightly different. It's gonna be a little bit more casual. It'll be fun. I'm going to do a random fall look while I just ramble on and talk. Anyway, so this video is mainly a result of my dear lovely sister. Hello, sister. This one's for you. So, yeah. If you hear random puddle splashes outside, it rained really heavily this morning. So, with Halloween right around the corner, there are many people who either don't normally use makeup, or have never used makeup, and all those people in between, who are coming to makeup to complete or create a costume. Their costume. This one's for you people. I think you've already ascertained what we're going to be talking about by the title of the video. So, for those of you who are makeuply inclined and those who aren't, things you need to be aware of as you are picking your makeup, putting your makeup on, I can't tell if my light is dying, and then just all around wearing said makeup. Because there are different things that can happen between picking your makeup, putting it on, and a few minutes to a few hours later, having already worn your makeup. So one of the first things you need to determine, is your skin or eyes sensitive? Your skin is the biggest organ you have, and your eyes are very important to you. Please take care of them. If your skin and eyes are not sensitive, good for you, but please take care of them. They can get sensitive over time, so please be careful. If your skin and eyes, or eyes, and or are sensitive, then you need to be extra careful. Because things can happen, and they are not good things. In case you are wondering, yes, I have a script. Yes, it is right below the camera. Am I reading it? Not at all. Have I deviated off script a lot? Absolutely! Do I care? No, because I'm getting the general gist of the video down. Anyway, a very good place to start when determining what kind of makeup, after you have determined whether or not your skin is sensitive and how sensitive it is if you have the time, maybe figure out what kind of ingredients aggravate your skin or eyes. Or just ones that are a generic aggravator. Because you really don't want to pick up something, take it home, look the stuff up, and then look at your product and go, there is something in this that could potentially aggravate my eyes. Now you've already wasted money. I told you I had a script. Anyway, looking that stuff up does require a bit of research, so if you do not have that option or just don't want to go through that, purchase your product at the very least 1 to 2 weeks in advance, especially if it's something like face paint or latex, and do a patch test. The best place to start for patch tests is actually the inside of your elbow. The skin here is very fine and sensitive, and if you get a reaction there, it's going to react on your face. So, put a patch test there, wait a number of hours, not just a few minutes, a number of hours, because sometimes you may not have a reaction to something until a few hours after putting it on to a few days after having it on. In case you are wondering what this is an air puff that comes in things like foundation cushions and stuff. I like it. I'm not a big fan of the Beauty Blender. Regular sponges in this thing work just fine. Anyway, back onto the subject. You know, inside of your elbow. If you're using something like face paint, if you are getting it cheap, like from one of those pop-up Halloween stores or all-year party stores like Party City or Spirit Halloween, or I have no other examples offhand. Do not put those on your lips or anywhere around your eye area, because those ones will generally have a lot cheaper products in them, or ingredients. Basically just don't put them anywhere highly sensitive like eye area or lip area. Trust me, it's not pretty. You can also sometimes get them places like arts and crafts stores like Michael's. Again, don't put any of those ones near your eyes or mouth. It's not good. I remember when I was little, I have sensitive eyes. I remember when I was little, I was somewhere, and they had face paint, and it was the cheap face paint. And I was young, I didn't care, everybody else was getting it. And they put the face paint right on my lid, right next to my eye. And within a few minutes, my eyes were oozing this weird green pus-like stuff. They were like this weird dark-ish, weird darkish gray, yellow, green. They were a horrendous color. Felt horrible. Hated it. But it did subside within minutes of me washing it off. So I was lucky with that one where it wasn't an elongated thing. But it could be. And you don't want to put that stuff on. You know, especially drugstore, or not drugstore, dollar store, that's the word. Anything from the dollar store, do not put on your face. The likelihood of there being stuff in there that will that'll make your skin react funny is really high. It's not good, not fun. Anyway, so, long story short, do not put face paint around your eyes or mouth. What you can do instead, if you're using the cheap stuff, is leave a spot, if you feel for your eye socket, leave that spot open and use regular everyday makeup, drugstore makeup can be anything, and just sort of blend it out into the face paint. If you need it to be really cohesive, like you're doing a skull and it needs to be the exact same shade of black the entire way through, spend the extra money and get good quality body paint from something like Krylon or Mehron. Believe me, it'll save you a whole lot of headache and problems in the future. And if you treat those right, they will last you quite a while. But yeah, no, just be very careful. Sibling has just arrived home. Sister has just arrived home. Hello, sister!
What the heck am I talking about?
I don't know, but you are now on video.
Oh, frick.
So, the person you hear in the background is said sister that I mentioned earlier. We are alone again. It is lovely. Anyway, so that was loud. I apologize. So yeah, see, because in previous videos I have used body paint. It's this stuff. Krylon Aquacolor. This stuff is fine, because body paint brands like Krylon and Mehron are cosmetic brands designed to go on your lips, on your eyes, and sensitive areas, where face paint brands are not the same. Anyway, but that does bring me on to my next thing. Cheap makeup in general. Now, I'm not really talking about drugstore makeup, because yes, that is cheap makeup, but it's decent cheap makeup. But you should still also kind of watch for that, because, again, it might have little bits in it that don't quite agree with your skin. So yeah. But yeah, cheap makeup in general, and yeah. I'm not quite getting into counterfeit. That's a whole other subject aside from cheap makeup. Makeup? Cheap makeup still has regulations. Counterfeit does not. Yeah, whole other video. Like I said, I do have a script. Yes, I'm going way off it. No, I can't read half of that. Cheap makeup on its own should be fine. Should be. That being said, there's a higher likelihood of things being in cheap makeup that can react, like I just mentioned. And, you know, it can aggravate your skin or your eyes, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty. You know, some things that could happen are acne breakouts, and I don't mean one or two here and there, I mean like full areas that are just not pretty. Rashes, swollen red eyes, and even infections. You know, and that's the last thing you want, which is why if you purchase this makeup, do it at least 1 to 2 weeks in advance to when you mean to use it, because that way, if you do test it and this stuff does happen, you have time to either replace your makeup, find something else to do, treat whatever the heck is going on, because you don't want that on the day of Halloween, or even worse, have that stuff begin to occur on the day of your Halloween party or going out for some fun times with friends. You know, that's the last thing you want, is to be out and suddenly your skin is itchy and burny and you're breaking out in hives. And trust me from personal experience, hives is not fun. And yes, everything I mentioned can happen, and more. Acne breakouts, rashes, swollen eyes, infections such as pink eye or styes, which really are not good, are all reactions that are possible. Another thing you need to watch out for is certain things like old or expired makeup, or if somebody online is selling their old used makeup. If you don't know how to properly sanitize your makeup, do not purchase. Secondhand makeup is extremely dangerous. Same goes for expired. Expired, secondhand, really not good. You don't want to touch. You know, and that's not even to mention all the things that can happen with counterfeit. Now, again, if you do not have time to do any testing, if you don't have time, you know, if your costume idea is last minute, if you don't have time to go out and get the stuff a week in advance or test it with enough time to say, hey, this stuff is affecting me. If you're out wearing it and you do begin to feel something abnormal, wash it off immediately. If you're sitting there happy you have whatever on your face, and your skin or eyes start to become abnormally itchy, or they start to burn, or whatever, wash it off immediately, because those are signs of reactions. And that's not a good thing. It's really not. And that comes to the other thing. If you do not wash it off immediately, it could lead to other things that are worse farther down the line. I guess what all this rambling is trying to say is, go out and enjoy Halloween, just do it safely. I don't want anybody going out there purchasing some cheap product out wherever and suddenly finding out that, hey, my skin, eyes, body, whatever, are not reacting to this the way I want it to. This also goes for certain things like cosmetic contacts. There's so much that can go wrong with those, so be very careful with those. If you're sitting there and you decide, hey, I want to be a monster, and so you go out and buy cheap cosmetic contacts, they cannot fit right and slide everywhere or get stuck and cause major problems. So, just don't. Your eyes and skin are very important. Don't mess around with those. Be very cautious of what you're doing to your skin, to your eyes. I will also leave some videos for the counterfeit down below, because trust me, there is so much that can go wrong with that. And I've done a little bit of research into it, but not as much as is fully necessary. But you know, there is so much that can go wrong with counterfeiting makeup. And it's just, there's so much that can go wrong with these kinds of things. I'm going to quickly go through eyeliner and be back in a minute. Waterlines are done. Huzzah! If you are wanting to do something with FX makeup, by the way, I'm going to be going all off here because I have no more script. I have run out of script. Even point notes. If you're wanting to do FX makeup and you decide, hey, this is a great place to start, do some research first. Trust me. Because the last thing you want is to be trying to glue something like fake devil horns to your forehead using liquid latex and have it run down and get into your eye. Or trying to use something like spirit gum and not having a proper remover and removing an entire eyebrow. Because, believe me, that kind of stuff has happened before. So yeah, don't go looking online, seeing something like a video on how to completely remodel your face, and think, hey, I can do that, when you have no experience in the subject whatsoever. You could end up with torn skin, lost eyebrows, FX makeup, you have a higher chance of actual physical injury versus something like an eye infection or irritated skin. So be very wary with that stuff. I have talked way too much. I'm nowhere close to being done, and I don't really have much else to talk about. Another thing, because of, different regulations and everything, here in Canada, we have more rules and regulations concerning cosmetics. We have banned more ingredients, more dangerous substances in cosmetics than in the States. I think we've banned maybe 3... you know what? Let me look this up. Okay. Canada. We have banned about 500 different chemicals or ingredients that go into cosmetics. The United States has banned all of 11. No, I'm not kidding. So if you're looking at a website or even just a YouTuber using a product and you're like, hey, I want to use that, but it's not available here, how do I get it? Generally that means there are stuff in it that aren't particularly safe for you, and Canada does not allow it to be sold here. In which case, maybe think about that. But then again, you are a consumer, it is up to you. You have your own choice to make as to whether or not you want to use this stuff. I'm not here to really tell you what to do, I'm here to help you make informed decisions. But on the other end of that spectrum, too, we may have banned about 500 ingredients in cosmetics, but Europe has banned over 1,000. So if you want to be even safer with whatever product you are choosing, buy ones that are to the European standard. If you buy ones that are to the European safety standard, those will be safer than even in Canada. But again, they might not be that cheap. The main point I'm trying to make here is to be aware of what you are purchasing. If you go out and purchase an article of cosmetics and it's either counterfeit or just simply cheap, and you're not fully certain as to what you are getting yourself into, you could end up getting into a lot of problems that you aren't prepared for. If you are aware of what you are purchasing, if you are aware that what you are purchasing is maybe not the best, then at least you are making an informed decision and you are accepting the risks that come with it. What I am doing here is to let you know the risks and let you make an informed decision as to whether or not you want to follow through with whatever you're doing. And I'm not trying to throw shade on any companies or anything that are selling these things, it's just don't always believe what you see. My lips are a mess. That's what I get for talking while trying to do them. Also, this stuff is just difficult to deal with. I love this color, but it's so difficult to work with. Oh well, good enough. But yeah, no, if you really need to know certain things, like, you know, other things on counterfeit or just the dangers of makeup in general, do some proper research. I am just one person who is sitting here rambling. Yes, I am a certified makeup artist. I did graduate from Vancouver Community College, VCC, recently actually, but still, I am just one person who is vomiting back up other information that I have seen, so do your own research. Again, I will be linking a couple of different videos on counterfeit makeup and everything down below. Yeah, no. Be safe. Be careful. Oh, I'll also link one about contact safety and different things below as well. But yeah, happy Halloween. Be safe. And this is my final look, and it's a little bit of a mess. Oh well. I won't be putting bloopers at the end of this video just because of the subject matter. But you know. Have a good Halloween. I will be back with regular Halloween-y stuff later. Later being next video. If you are so inclined, watch some of my other stuff where I am equally a mess, but a little bit more controlled. And a bit more fun instead of serious. So, do go, enjoy, have a good Halloween, be safe, especially with pandemic and everything. I have rambled on too long as is. I will see you in the next one. Bye!